Welcome to Plays and Parlays. I am your host, Wesley, along with my co-host, Mike P., and the guru, Louisiana T. This week, you got Aaron Rodgers dropping in to the Pittsburgh Steelers camp to go ahead and sign that brand new contract. What are we thinking Aaron Rodgers is bringing to the table? What can he do going forward? Does he have any gas left in his tank? Because last year, he pretty much stunk up the field. What do you guys think? I'm going to start with you, Mike P., on this one right here. Aaron Rodgers, is it a plus or a major negative going into the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I feel like all around it was really a dumb decision. I guess it was the best decision that they had at this moment. The Steelers could have picked up Shador, man. Like, it's that simple, man. They could have picked up Shador, and they chose to do whatever they was doing as far as that. Now they got to settle on the old dog with it. You know what I mean? And it ain't like I don't have that type of confidence for him because I had a lot of confidence for him when he went to New York. But you see how that went. You know what I'm saying? The first year he was there, he got hurt the first game and was out for the rest of the season. Then the next season he had was nothing really. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and I don't really see that many weapons for him to be able to utilize the Steelers that well.
He does have was DK Metcalf.
Yeah,
they do got DK. You know what I mean? Yeah, they lost Pickens.
You know
that was to me. I like the kid. He was a little overly aggressive, had a hot head. He didn't know I think he messed up a few games where he got penalties late in the game doing dumb stuff because he's angry about what happened with him. But Louisiana, what are you thinking about this this acquisition by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlinson?
You know what? It's an all-in play to me because they don't have youth. Right. They just don't. Okay. They have DK, They have Robert Woods, Calvin Austin III, and Pat Freiermuth is their tight end. So they have skill, right? They have some talent on the first string, right? But if you go to the bench, they don't have anything. They don't have a lot of depth. So right now, I think the reason they passed on Shador and things of that nature, this is a win now. This is a win this year type of thing. And how much longer is Tomlin going to be around too? So there's a couple of things that play with this decision to me.
Let me say this. The one reason why I think that it might have been a good decision to pick up a Shador, because a lot of times they're really a defensive team. Mm-hmm. Their defense is on point. That's what kept them in most of the games. I'm not watching Russell Westbrook or Justin Fields blaze the field with 3 and 4 touchdowns a game, 300 yards passing. It's not happening a lot for these guys. So they really kept teams in check with their defense. You get a young quarterback in there, who can just be serviceable enough. I guess that's what they're thinking about with Aaron Rodgers as well. I guess that makes sense because he probably won't make a lot of dumb mistakes, even though he made a lot of dumb mistakes last year. Sure, it looked pretty bad. But to me, that's why I'm thinking maybe they went along with Aaron Rodgers, but I'm just not seeing it make sense. I know that Mike, you said they or it might have been either one of you said they got Will Shepard from the Ohio State.
Oh, Will Howard.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, they picked him up. In like the 6th round, 5th, 6th round, or something like that. Some crazy.
And he's 3rd string.
Who's 2nd string?
Mason Rudolph.
Mason, we saw what he did last year.
And see that's the thing, right? You have at this point, I feel like it's almost you had to pick Aaron Rodgers up at this point if you're the Steelers, and I kind of almost think it's a last resort type of deal at this point.
I kind of disagree with that, though. I feel like that logic. Like the win now logic. I feel like that is what they're trying to do, but in reality, that logic is dumb. You just accept what it is. You know what I mean? You're not going nowhere with this team that you have right now. The Steelers are not going to go nowhere crazy or do any of these type of things. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? You might as well have went to grab that Shador, you know what I mean, and Mike, built up.
Let me ask you this question real quick.
Years, you know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this question real quick along with that statement you just made. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure what their record was last year, but they were up there pretty. They had a pretty good record. Mm-hmm. So with a person like Aaron Rodgers, had he been at the helm of that team, do you think that would help get them over the hump? Because
they had a person like Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is also a dog too.
No. He's not been a dog for about 2-3 years now.
Aaron Rodgers hasn't either. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I asked the question. I just wanted to know. Do we think there's a difference between those two?
It's kind of the same thing. They have a beautiful name to be able to keep staying in the league, but I don't see it happening. You know what I mean? They're
fans coming. Fans coming in the door. Yep.
That's it. You know what I mean? That's literally it. Right now where I see it going, it might be the same exact season that they had last year. Might be worse because they gave up a lot of people as well, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't see it going better though. I don't see them having a better year than last year though. In my opinion,
I don't think
really
Tomlin's
bad.
too happy.
You don't think so?
I don't think Tomlin's too happy with the way things have turned out in the offseason.
He's not.
If I'm being honest, with the front office, the picks that they made, things that, like you said, with the passing on Shador. You heard how he talked about Shador, and I'll hit on that real quick. I mean, you heard how he talked about him. He was praising him, saying, "Man, I'd love to have him on the team. I think he'd fit in well." Those were the kind of verbiages that you heard coming out of his mouth, the head coach. Right. So when they passed on him, like I said, it's almost like they had to get this as like a, hey, we have to have this. Otherwise, we got Mason Rudolph, guys.
Everybody was
messed up.
Everybody was sure if these people passed up and the first round pick of the Steelers was gonna come, you gave up Russell Wilson, you gave up Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. Justin Fields is still young. That man got a lot of development. You could have kept him at least. You could have kept him at least and just built him up, whatever you wanted to do with it. But you give both of your basically your starting quarterbacks of last year up. Everybody's thinking Shador is going to go there if it lands on the Steelers. You know what I mean? I thought he was going,
and it was a perfect fit. It was a perfect fit.
It was.
It kind of spells out to me the whole entire situation with Shador. I mean, we're watching a bunch of teams talk about it, and the reason why I say that more than anything else because Tomlinson's been in the league, I think, over 20 years. He's been there about 20-something years, coaching for the Steelers. He has a lot of seniority. He has enough seniority to be in those conversations to where he can say, "Hey, I want this guy." And for him to be a person who, and also he's a person of color, just to throw it out there. And also, if he wanted Shador and he didn't get him, there's something to be said about that. Maybe he just didn't have the pull to get him. But for what reason? I don't know. He's been coaching the team for 20 years. He's one of the highest paid coaches out there.
It didn't have nothing to do with him and more so about the things that's going on behind closed doors with that conversation we always have about Shador. It's bigger than anything. I'm pretty sure mad coaches on all these teams that don't have that good QB power where get Shador, take Shador. But whatever motive that they had or MO that they was trying to instill into Shador and Dion, that wasn't changing nothing. They weren't letting up on that at all. They're going to teach you something at all. One, it's going to hurt you because you're not going to be no first round or no second round pick.
Monetarily.
We're going to put you on the worst team.
We're going to put you on the team your dad said that he would never want you to play for. We're going to do exactly what we're going to do. We're going to show you that we're going to do this exactly how we want to do it. Period. And
they basically did that to show Dion you are somebody that's big, but you're not bigger than the program. I feel like that's what they basically.
You're not in the room. These guys, none of you guys are in the room. That's what it boils down to here. None of you guys are in the room will do what we want, and everybody's gonna stay in line and shut up about the situation. And that's what I feel like they showed with that. But as far as Aaron Rodgers is concerned, I hope he has a good season. I hope it turns out well for him. I like Aaron Rodgers. I have no problem with him. I mean, certain things he does, don't get me wrong. There's some stuff he talks about outside of football that I may not agree with. But as a player, I like Aaron Rodgers. I hope he has a decent season. I hope he doesn't get banged up too much over there. I hope Mike Thompson, everything works out well for them. But more than likely it won't. Let's be honest. And that is Plays and Parlays. We'll see you next time.